Over $100 million in development.
Firsthand how to put food on their plate in a rewarding way. This garden is still just dirt, but soon it will grow peas, squash, zucchini, and tomatoes. Near the back of the jail is 130 eggs. There's also a chicken coop nearby with several egg-laying hens. It can also help fertilize the ground beneath them. This garden is literally meant to grow food. It also acts as a symbol for the inmates' growth.
This news story is about how disgusting my nose is. You gotta dig deep for the debris.
This morning, one Christian nonprofit organization is stepping up to help families in need in Rolling Fork. How they're working to assist the community after severe weather is coming up.
And most of us are starting off this morning with mostly dry. Extra reindeer handy, that umbrella, that rain jacket. Even if you're more in the central or northern portions of the area, you could see some showers, a little bit of heavier rain, even by your lunchtime going into the afternoon. We are seeing temperatures only warming into those upper 60s to low 70s today.
Well, happy now. Project is underway in Louisville. They'll bring a new truck stop and casino.
The Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians is making this investment. WTVA's Chris Null went there to see how this will impact the city.
One of our packages, Chief Philip Martin, had told one of the leaders here in Winston County one time that he envisioned to be able to build a casino or a gaming facility on this property.
Vision has now come to pass in Winston County. Ground was broke today for the Pearl River Resort Travel Center. The center will include 150 slot casino, truck stop, and sports park.
This means a lot for Louisville. This is a $25 million investment in an area that has seen a lot of economic growth. This increases revenue for local and county governments, as well as the tribal government. So I think this is going to be a good partnership for everyone.
The Tribe Center will employ approximately 100. It will be a 24-hour operation. This will be the closest casino to the Golden Triangle area. I asked Tribal Chief Cyrus Ben did the close proximity to the Golden Triangle area influence this development.
The Mississippi State University with a population, not only with residents in the city of Starkville, but also the student population as well. And to be able to have opportunities, we've seen from an economic development standpoint of what growth has gone on in the Golden Triangle area from economic development, and to be able to get closer to that and being partners here in this community.
The center is expected to open in summer.
As you're heading out right now, we are going to continue to track out a little bit more of those cloudier skies in Starkville. Not seeing that rain quite yet, but when will we see more of that rain moving into our area?
Good morning. Hardee's 2 for $5 mix and match breakfast starts your day with made from scratch sausage and egg.
Minutes. They're going to continue to track out cloudy skies for everybody. Warmer conditions than what we have had the past few days. We're sitting at 55 degrees over towards 59 in Columbus, 52 degrees up towards Corinth. We are a little bit warmer here in Tupelo. We're sitting at 57. Overcast conditions. We are seeing that northerly breeze right now, right around 7 miles per hour. So those winds have picked up for today. And with some of those afternoon thunderstorms, it could even be a bit more breezy. Heading out, going into your lunchtime, we've continued to track out a little bit more of that rainfall, even through parts of our northern counties, Boonville, Corinth, over towards Oxford. Time could be seeing that rainfall. Still farther towards south, though, continuing to see some rain, some thunderstorms possible for the afternoon. Looking around 3 o'clock, we are seeing a little bit of that heavier rain just moving into parts of Alabama. That's going to continue to shifting closer towards the Golden Triangle region for the afternoon time. Some of those storms could be on the stronger to severe side. We do have that Level 1 risk for very far southern Monroe County out towards the south and east around the Golden Triangle. Temperatures today, upper 60s, low 70s. We're going to be a lot cooler than we've been the past few days, but even by 11 o'clock, still seeing a few showers out there, maybe a little bit heavier rainfall. That's going to be on its way out for your Friday. Temperatures topping out right around 70 degrees over towards Pontotoc, 22 in West Point, 71 degrees down towards Ackerman. While we are seeing that rainfall today, we're dry for tomorrow, so if you have any of those Friday plans, it's going to be a nice day to get out, especially for the afternoon. We'll start to see more of that sunshine. Saturday, we're going to see some more showers, thunderstorms for the afternoon, evening, and more of those could be on the stronger to severe side as well.
New this morning, some families in the tornado-hit town of Rolling Fork are getting help from a Christian nonprofit organization right now.
Christ in Action is stepping in, demolishing damaged or destroyed homes and removing the wreckage from the property, all free of charge. Here's Ross Adams.
One nonprofit Christian organization coming to the aid of many Rolling Fork families who have no other option.
We do free demolition of the property.
A homeowner watches as a crew with Christ in Action raised his mobile home Wednesday. He says he couldn't afford.
New Vibrant from Airwick. Our first fragrances infused with 2 times more natural essential oil. It's our most amazing, true to nature fragrance experience ever. New Vibrant from Airwick.
Telling your story. WCBI Sunrise starts now.
Good morning, everybody, and thanks for joining us here on Sunrise on this Thursday. I'm Eric Crossline. Those sunny days are a thing of the past this week. Let's start the hour off with chief meteorologist Isaac Williams. Isaac, it sounds like it's going to be a pretty rainy morning.
Yeah, unfortunately, a really soggy morning, but it's not going to last into the afternoon. It's not going to pour down rain the entire day, but you'll definitely need to be ready for this. A busy radar picture this morning. As we take a look here, Louisville and Macon getting in on some of the heavier rain this morning, but this extends back to the south and east just a bit as well, south of Tuscaloosa, and all of that is lifting to the north and west, so it will probably be raining here in the matter of probably 45 minutes or so. Beyond that, it's going to be raining for probably several more hours. As we look down to the south, the apparent area of pressure is spinning in Mobile Bay this morning. If you like to try something up there, and that is what we may deal with this afternoon. But this morning, there's no real chance of storms. It's just going to be a plain old-fashioned heavy rain at times. And that's what this area of low pressure is doing, sending a lot of moisture in our direction. So as rain arrives this morning, we've got both the yellow light this morning and afternoon, because we will have maybe a chance for a few thunderstorms by about the time you drive home today, 3, 4, and 5 p.m. We could have a few storms there. Once we get past that, though, we're in for a better night on Friday before some additional rain chances for the weekend. Eric?
Thanks, Isaac. 2 weeks after the tornado, people in Amory are shifting focus from cleaning up to rebuilding. Rosalind Freeman found out getting back to normal will take several stages and to recovery funds.
Block streets are filled with debris and damaged homes are with tarps. Families have been moving quickly to salvage what's left of their belongings before another round of rain comes pouring in.
Their homes were damaged. They knew they were damaged, but they're finding out they're going to have to move out of their homes because of water damage.
Pastor Tommy Gillen of Fairview Baptist Church has spent over 40 years in ministry assisting during disaster relief. And are filled with debris, and damaged homes are covered with tarps. Families have been moving quickly to salvage what's left of their belongings before another round of rain comes pouring in.
Their homes were damaged. They knew they were damaged, but they're finding out they're going to have to move out of their homes because of water damage.
Pastor Tommy Gillen of Fairview Baptist Church has spent over 40 years in ministry assisting during disaster relief and says the process of rebuilding is a long road.
I have found out over the years, it takes about 3 to 4 weeks before someone is really willing to say, I can take my stuff that I've had out beside the road and let somebody pick it up as garbage.
While some were destroyed, others will be able to be rebuilt. But Pastor Gillen says that for some, there is an underlying problem.
Believe it or not, many people don't have insurance, so we're having to look at that aspect of it too.
Pastor Gillen shares his confidence in the power of the community and that help can come when one least expects it.
If you have any skills whatsoever in that area, maybe you could help a carpenter or help someone that knows how to do. This is the time that volunteers than ever before. A lot of people come out right after the storm, but they're going to need it for 6 to 8 months to a year, trying to get some homes back to where they can live in.
Telling your story in Amory, Rosalind Freeman, WCBI News.
And if you're looking to donate your time in the recovery and rebuilding process in Amory, visit our website, wcbi.com, for more information. Help is available for people in Monroe and Montgomery counties left unemployed by the March 24th storms.
This afternoon. The deal, though, this afternoon could be
they just will not be able to vote in Mississippi, and they aren't a full citizen of the state, and that's a shame.
Blake Feldman, Impact Policy Counsel at the Mississippi Center for Justice, searched through the online legislative available dating back to 1997 to see how often those have been successful.
This is only the 4th session out of those 27 that no suffrage restoration bills have passed.
Even in those other years, only a handful are passed. Mississippi Votes is one of the organizations that's tried to simplify the process for those seeking to get their rights restored, making a digital version of the form available on their site. They believe the process is an overly complicated one that should go away. But
we're kind of fighting like a multiple front war at this point because so many other mechanisms and moving pieces are now affecting this one thing that in 2019 we thought, we'll put some suffrage applications on the back end. We're going to work towards doing this thing, having a referendum. And then in 2020, all of that goes away.
Last year, the Mississippi Center for Justice asked the U.S. Supreme Court to look at the current process.
Permanent felony disenfranchisement in Mississippi comes from very blatantly racist intent of the county constitution.
They expect to know whether the justices will take up the case by June. Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
Switching gears, let's get to that sunrise question of the day. We've got it posted over on.
My husband worked on a strip job, got black lung, a little.
Welcome back. Golf and gratitude. The 9-year-old girl's inspiring story includes getting a new heart, visiting the Masters, and meeting her idol, Tiger Woods. David Begno hit the links to learn more about her remarkable.
Who gave their young daughter her heart.
There is hope.
Winds, the primary concern, but with that added spin in the air, a brief tornado is not out of the question, but it is not an insanely high potential of that happening today. Here's a look at how the day will play out. great, super clean. You can take the kids. Deals with abandonment, self-worth, being courageous, and lastly, it's a genuine hero that saves the day, or sorry, for the whole family.
I love to see Robert giving it so much thought, because really evaluating a movie like that and pointing out what about like and the message is trickier than you think, because so many times we sit through a TV show or a movie and we enjoy it and maybe out of it subconsciously and don't necessarily think about why we like it.
Right. Yeah, I also like, I'm a big original Nintendo Mario player. I haven't gotten tapped into all the other stuff, the rings of fire that you have to run through.
Yeah.
I'm glad they incorporated that.
It takes you back.
Yeah.
The nostalgia. That's over on our Facebook page. We've got more Sunrise coming up.
That's right, Shane. Mark those prices way up.
Video's still going. Oh my god, I can't see anything now. The ground.
Another one came from a woman who was hiding in the bank.
8 or 9 people have been shot. I'm in a closet hiding. That shot fired. Yes.
2 of the 8 people injured in Monday's shooting are still in the hospital. That includes Louisville police officer Nicholas Wilt, one of the first to respond just 3 minutes after the 911 calls came in. Those who worked with Wilt back when he was a firefighter describe him as community service oriented.
Absolutely not surprised that he wasn't among the first, and he was going to do whatever he could to save people.
Wilt was shot in the head by the gunman and is still in critical condition. Another responding officer shot and killed a suspect shortly after Wilt was injured. Students at Wilt's former high school got together yesterday to show their support for the officer and his family.
The police say among those 911 calls was also one from the suspect's mother, warning the operator her son had to the bank. She was pleading for help while insisting, quote, "He's never hurt anyone. He's a good kid." Officials say by the time her call came in, her son was already at the bank. Isaac.
5:35 this morning, rain settling into Ackerman, almost to Starkville, and now into Columbus. Some light showers moving through.
Nona Brown says she fell behind on rent in February, losing her job. A photo of her kid in hand, an eviction notice in the other. She says she wants to pay off her debt. Here she may have to move.
I've tried to make it, and it's tough to do it on your own.
Some cities have bucked this trend, largely thanks to new tenant protections, like more funding for free legal assistance during an eviction, which future states guarantee. Advocates say it's kept far more families in their homes. Disproportionately impact Black and Hispanic communities and can make it far tougher for families to find homes later. Kathy Bonilla, a single mom 8 months pregnant with her 5th child, says she lost her government housing vouchers last year because of a paperwork. And now she's fighting a looming eviction with legal aid from a nonprofit.
It's like someone got their hands around my neck. I want to give up, but my family like, don't give up. If you give up, what about your kids? But I had it up to here already.
Erica Bowman is packing up her home to avoid packing into a courtroom. She says she struggled to keep up with rent in recent months since it went up more than $200 right as she started battling cancer.
Everything just kind of hit once at that moment.
She and her kids need to be out in the coming days, unsure where they'll go.
Trying to continue to stay positive and keep a smile on my face and not allow my children to feel the pressures of what I'm going through at this time has been extremely difficult.
A tricky piece of the puzzle is the lack of data. A lot of cities and states don't actively track evictions, so we really don't know the full scale of the problem, which can make it tougher to find solutions. The time now is 5:39. There's a live look from our Skycam in Columbus. Up next, we've got today's Take a Look at This and then an update on the forecast. Don't go anywhere.
This is how it feels to do more with less asthma, thanks to Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. Specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing.
Operated by remote control. It can help in hostage situations and with counterterrorism. One of 3 different tech innovations the force is rolling out. From a helpful animal to an animal that could use some. When this moose calf fell through some thin ice Easter morning, neighbors, wildlife, and Alaskan state troopers sprang into action. They looped a rope around the calf's neck and one of its legs and eventually managed to free the giant animal, which is no easy job since calves can weigh more than 500 pounds. Once it was free and on its hooves, the big baby didn't want to go anywhere.
Well, now what are we going to do with you? This isn't like in the movies where you're going to follow us around.
But you know what they say, if you give a moose some help. Finally, check out the latest stunning image captured by the James Webb Space Telescope. Scientists say this is one of the most well-observed remnants of an exploded star ever seen. The glowing gas and dust of Cassiopeia A is 11,000 light years away, and the remnant stretches for 10 light years. Infrared images provided by the Webb telescope, astronomers are able to look at the never-before-seen details. Named the Green Monster after Fenway Park's moniker, astronomers are hoping to learn more about cosmic dust, which is a building block for stars and planets. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
And we've got some rain moving into the area this morning, and that's going to continue through the next several hours. I've got the updated forecast, plus a look at a few storm chances this afternoon. That's after the break here on Sunrise. Sonic has developing across the Mississippi River Saturday evening could be severe, but all signs point to most of them leaving once they move east of I-55. Of course, Saturday evening is a night we'll watch closely. Any chances for strong to severe storms on the lower, which is good news. Sunday, gradual clearing, and the next week back to the sunshine with highs getting close to 80 again next Tuesday. Eric?
Thanks, Isaac. An update on a recent shooting in Starkville. Police made another arrest. 18-year-old Marcus Bell Jr. is charged with aggravated assault. SPD says Bell was arrested after being treated for a gunshot wound. The shooting happened at the Sprint Mart on Highway 182 and Old Mayhew Road. Investigators believe it started with an argument. Jordan Young and Dion Rice have all been charged. Crimes playing out on social media are becoming common. Louisville, Kentucky, Memphis, and even here in Columbus, we've seen it. Shawanda Jones spoke with a counselor about the disturbing trend to find why it's happening.
Mass shootings and frightening moments are all captured on a cell phone now. Mental health expert Veronica Harrison says people pulling the trigger want attention. She believes their need to be seen and heard fuels the live streaming trend.
They need to see. They want to see their audience. And somehow this madness has become entertainment. You don't want to look at it. You can't turn away. It is mesmerizing almost. And then we have this overwhelming urge and need to share it with someone else.
Harrison believes all groups will share this content on social media. However, oftentimes the people committing the crime have attachment from reality.
Children have had little computers. Little computers, tablets, telephones in their hands from toddler age. So, I mean, they've always been connected to something that was not real.
Sharing, liking, commenting, or even tagging someone in a post tells them
can do it, orangutans can do it, but you throwing a banana with a trunk, which is why researchers went bananas over Pang Pa at the Berlin Zoo.
And how does she do it? She snaps them?
Yeah. So she, first of all, she does it amazingly fast.
Researchers like Professor Michael Brett were so impressed they wrote a paper about her. This is an elephant with paste. Don't even try hand overripe brown banana. Within seconds, she tosses it away. And underripe bananas, she just swallows whole, which is how most elephants consume bananas. But when you give Pang Pa the perfect brown speckled banana, she uses a break and shake technique.
That's not so easy to do.
You know, it's not so easy to do.
Not unless the banana is nice and ripe. Pang Pa breaks it, then picks up a piece and shakes it, detaching the fleshy inside from the skin. When it finally falls, she picks it up and eats it.
When she peels a banana, does she eat the peel?
No, but sometimes her finishes the scraps. Maybe Pa's upbringing influenced her. As a young elephant, she was hand-raised by a keeper.
He always fed her with peeled bananas.
Pang Pa isn't alone. Mara at Brazil's global sanctuary not only is able to peel a banana, she hands the leftover peel back. When Pang Pa is eating with a group, she reverts to hoovering up bananas whole so other elephants don't beat her. Yet she tends to peel the last one.
I'm Chiquita Banana and I've come to say
Pang Pa agrees with Chiquita.
when they're flecked with brown and have a golden hue, bananas taste the best and are the best for you.
Shinimos. CNN, New York.
I'm thinking the elephant must be able to smell
Yeah,
how ripe it
there's
is.
got to be
Some
a
sort of
way to
explanation.
figure it out because she doesn't eat the peel if it's perfect, and she does eat the peel if it's not
enough.
Right, not ripe enough.
But knows when to shake it out of the peel.
Right.
Too. And does it faster than most humans,
including
by the way,
Jeannie,
as we saw. Let's get to the sunrise question of the day over on our Facebook page. It's posted. What's a move?
The point where the best
ABC WTVA, Tupelo.
Right now on America This Morning, breaking news. The first report on who may be responsible for that many Pentagon intelligence documents that have threatened to potentially undermine relations with key allies. The new report claiming the leaker is a young man who is trying to impress people in a chat room online.
Also breaking over.
If you buy this shit as protection, you must be a faggot.
Flood emergency. 25 inches of rain in 48 hours, inundating South Florida. Water. Schools closed. Even the tarmac at the airport flooding. The new images coming in.
New details in the case of a young mother from Minnesota missing for 2 weeks. Police calling the case suspicious. The father of her children now breaking his silence.
Plus, stunning find. Tomb just uncovered, dating back more than 3,000 years.
And later, a major league decision about drinking beer at baseball games.
From ABC News in New York, this is America This Morning.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. I'm Andrew Dimberg.
Happy Thursday, I'm Marie. We are following 3 breaking news stories this morning. A new ruling in the battle over the abortion pill, plus a flood emergency in South Florida.
But first, a major story concerning U.S. national security. We're now learning that the person who leaked.
Correction. In my house, you are a faggot.
Dozens of highly sensitive Pentagon intelligence documents reportedly worked on a military, was reportedly trying to impress people in a chat group online.
The damage caused by the leak of those documents is still being determined, but it could be extensive. ABC's M. Nguyen is here now with the very latest. M, good morning.
Good morning, Rhiannon. A new report claims the apparent leaker has been posting files weekly since last year.
This morning, a bombshell report is revealing details about what appears to be highly classified U.S. military documents. According to the Washington Post, the alleged leaker is in his 20s and worked on a military base. The Post reports he shared several documents a week beginning late last year with a group of about 24 people on Discord, an online chat room popular with gamers.
I don't think that there was a goal nor accomplishment that he was looking at these documents.
A member of the chat room says the man called America's intelligence community a sinister force that sought to suppress citizens and keep them in the dark. The Washington Post spoke to a friend of the alleged leaker, agreeing not to name or show the young man, who said this about his friend.
He disagreed with several occasions, such as Waco, in which and thought that the government is overreaching in several aspects.
The report did not name the alleged leaker, and ABC News has not verified the report. In a statement, Discord said it's cooperating with law enforcement as the Justice Department opens a criminal investigation. Meanwhile, the Biden administration is trying to contain fallout, which included dozens of apparently classified Pentagon documents exposing top secret intelligence. The files suggest potential problems for Ukraine, including a dire shortage of air defense missiles. The head of Ukrainian military intelligence says he spoke with his U.S. counterparts about the leak. He blames Russia for the leak, but the friend of the alleged leaker disputes that.
He is not a Russian operative. He is not a Ukrainian operative. I'll go as far to say he's not even on the east side of the world. He was a young, charismatic man who loved nature, God, who loved guns and racing cars.
U.S. officials are likely to face more questions when they travel to Germany next week, when Representative
This is rights and liberty to define your own protection in comparison with the bitch that's spending trillions on protection for faggot, by faggot, and for faggot.
50 nations gather to weapons and aid support for Ukraine.
All right, Em, thank you. Those leaked documents were in Ukraine. The New York Times says some of the documents reveal extensive infighting among Russian officials, including disputes about the Russian death toll and accusations that the Russian military is hiding casualty numbers.
Breaking overnight, an appeals court has partially blocked a ruling from a Texas judge that would have restricted access to a widely used abortion pill. The court is allowing the FDA's approval for Stone to remain in for now, but the three-judge panel is allowing restrictions that were lifted back in 2016 to be reinstated. That means that the drug can only be dispensed for up to 7 weeks pregnancy instead of 10 weeks, and distribution by mail would be paused, which could significantly impact the pill's availability. Many expect this issue to be appealed to the Supreme Court. Some states have already been stockpiling the drug. There was no response overnight from the Biden administration.
We turn now to extreme weather across much of the country, from a flash flood emergency to record heat. Overnight, the National Weather Service warned of life-threatening flash floods in South Florida, where more than 2 feet of rain has fallen in 48 hours.
They're stuck. They're stuck.
Flooding temporarily closed Fort Lauderdale's airport, local roads impassable.
Look at the fire hydrant. It's underwater. This is our neighborhood.
The relentless rain and whipping wind eroding beaches along Florida's east coast, putting a damper on.
I'm also being coerced to use my property to revive the 3/5 compromise. As a believer in a capitalist government.
Spring break plans.
Exactly. It's time to break the people.
Meanwhile, another Attorney General for allegedly inflating the value of his properties. Meanwhile, Trump has filed a $500 million against his former lawyer, Michael Cohen.
Now to one mother, desperate call for help. We are hearing the dramatic 911 call made during the bank shooting rampage in Louisville this week. Some viewers may find this. This newly released 911 calls reveal just as the deadly rampage inside a Louisville bank was unfolding Monday, a woman identifying herself as the shooter's mother was trying to warn police.
My son might be getting hit with a gun and he's heading toward the Old National at on Main Street here in Louisville. Main Street, Old National? I don't know what to do. I need your help. I think he's never hurt me once. We can live with this kid. Please don't. Please, he's violent. He's never done anything. Please. Okay, and you don't believe he owns guns?
I know he doesn't own any guns. She apparently wasn't aware he had purchased an AR-15 just days earlier. Sources say he had been told he was being fired from his job at the bank and left a note and texted or called at least one person saying he was suicidal. Shooting began, more 911 calls. This caller was hiding in a closet.
Is that shot fired? Yeah, just stay quiet.
Officials say the shooter first opened fire on a meeting. Another caller was attending virtually using Microsoft Teams software.
And how do you know you have an active shooter on the site? I just watched it. How do you watch? You watched it on the Teams meeting? Stop right here. Back up.
3 minutes after those first 911 calls, officers Nicholas Wilt and Corey Galloway arrived on the scene. Wilt was shot in the head. Galloway was grazed by a bullet and then shot the gunman.
Suspect down! Get the officer!
In the end, 5 people were killed, many more. The city coming together last night, a vigil to remember the lives lost.
I'm a new neighbor, and I feel hit in my soul gut.
If we have love for one another and treat one another right, this would not have happened.
It's just heart-wrenching. The shooter's family says he had mental health challenges, but they did not elaborate. The officer shot in the head is slowly improving, still in critical condition.
The vaping company Juul has agreed to pay 6 states and Washington, D.C. $462 million.
Terry Neely claims to be in the Starkville right now, in the Starkville Social Security Administration office, and has clearly told me on behalf of the United States of America that I do not have the right to say that an employee in the Starkville office or all the employees in the Starkville office are engaged in a crime against my First Amendment right, which is the right to say that. Terry Neely said, I don't have the First Amendment right. And she said it on behalf of the entire United States. So let's be clear. Terry Neely is advising you that Roger Lott did not engage in an assisted suicide attempt. Roger Lott committed a murder that cannot be undone.
$1 to settle claims that his products were marketed to children. The deal also limits the sale